Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn 12th Commerce Chapter 1. Topic is management process. So, in management, there is planning, action, control. These are the three main process of management. First, they have to plan, then they have to implement, then they have to supervise and control the performance of the organization. So this process indicates dynamic nature of management, active nature of management. There are twin purpose of the management process. One is maximize productivity or profitability. Second purpose is maximize human welfare and satisfaction. It means this process is done to achieve the maximum level of productivity and profitability of an organization. At the same time, they have to maximize the human welfare and satisfaction of the internal user as well as external user. Next one is management process. First, we are going to discuss management is coordination. Second process is management is a process. Third one is management is a purposive process. Fourth process is management is a social process. Then last process is management is a cyclical process. So we will discuss one by one. First, we are going to discuss management is coordination. So here coordination denotes bringing together. It means team, work as a team. So the manager of an enterprises must effectively coordinate all the activities and resources of an organization. So manager is a key person. Manager is one who manage the worker, business and employees. So he is responsible for the entire performance of the worker. So he have to coordinate bringing together all the activities and resources. Here resources denotes men, money, material, machinery, etc. Here in this picture clearly given, coordination is nothing but a teamwork. Coordination is nothing but a teamwork. So manager is a only person. He must effectively coordinate two things. One is activity as well as resources of the organization. Then next process is management is a process. Under that they are undertaking four major function. One is planning, organizing, directing and controlling. So management is a process. So the manager achieves proper coordination of resources by means of the managerial functions. So this four function is called as a managerial function. So this managerial function can be done with the help of coordinate all the activities and resources. Coordination can be done with the help of managerial function, that is planning, organizing, staffing, directing. Directing is otherwise called as a leading and motivating and controlling. So it is called as a management process. Next we are going to learn next process. Management is a purposive process. It means it is directed towards the achievement of predetermined goals or objectives. So, the allocating the resources and undertaking the performing the managerial function to achieve the predetermined goals or objectives. Without an objectives, we have no destination to reach. Without goal, we cannot achieve anything. So goals, objectives is must for an organization or enterprises. So each and every activity is directed towards the achievement of predetermined goals or objectives. Then fourth process is management is a social process. It means it is an art of getting things done through other people, getting work from the employees, subordinate or workers. So it is an skill of getting things done through other people. This is called social process. Then fifth one is management is a cyclical process. It represents cyclical means continuous, routine, planning, action, control. Again replanning, cycle. Then it means it starts from again planning, action, control. Again planning, action, control. So it is a routine in nature or continuous ongoing process to attain goals. Here first starts from plan, monitor, review, control. Plan is nothing but here executing, implementing the plans. Monitor means access what has been achieved. Monitor is nothing but a supervising. Review, compare achievements against plan. It means the result and the planning must be matched. Then control, specify any remedial action needed. If there is any difficulty to achieve the objective, you have to find out the solution to overcome such difficulties. So this is called management is a cyclical process. This is expected 5-mark question, students. Next we are going to learn principles of scientific management. Here Mr. Frederick Winslow Taylor, in short W. Taylor, brought about a scientific approach to managing the workforce after his experiment with the African and South American slaves employed in a coal field in England. So he is a father of scientific management. His aim was absolute harmony in workplace for overall productivity of the organization. So he is the father of scientific management. So he brought about a scientific approach to manage the workforce after he undergone some of the experiments with the African and South American slaves. They are employed in coal field in England. So according to him, there are 5 scientific principles. First one is Science, not rule of thumb. Here, rule of thumb means decision taken by manager as per personal judgment. It denotes anything that works. That is called personal judgment. But decision should be based on scientific inquiry, whether it is applicable or not. They have to study the entire thing, whether it is applicable or not. That is called scientific inquiry with causes and effects relationship. This principle is concerned with selecting the best way of performing the job. Selecting the best way of performing a job through the application of scientific analysis. It means studying the work process closely by using some scientific approaches and not by any perceptions or hit and trial method. Studying the task carefully and systematically. That is called science, not rule of thumb. Then second principle is harmony, not discord. There should be complete harmony between workers and the management. There is a good relationship between the workers and the management. So both the management and workers should realize the importance of each other. It means without worker, management cannot achieve their goals. At the same time, without management, the worker cannot achieve their goal. So both the management and the worker should realize the importance of each other. For example, Japanese companies usually workers do not go on strike, but if at all they do so, if they want to express their opinions, means they just wear a black badge and work. In Japanese companies, usually workers do not go on strike, but if there is have their own opinion or idea, means they just wear a black badge and work even more than the normal hours. They work more than the normal hours. Usually the working normal hours is 8 hours, but they work more than 8 hours just to impress upon the management that their focus is on their demands as well as organizational objectives. It means they are stressing, they are impressing both focus on their demands. They have management must fulfill their demands. At the same time, they are ready to achieve the organizational goals. This is called harmony, not discord. Means good relationship between the workers and the management. Then third principle is mental revolution. Management as well as workers should aim to increase the profit of the organization. Management as well as workers are fully responsible to increase the profit of the organization. So workers should put in their best efforts so that the company makes profit. Workers should show their entire best efforts so that it leads to increase the profit. And on the other hand, management should share the part of the profits with the workers, because employees is a only person who is increasing the profit of the organization. So management should share part of the profit with the workers. This is called mental revolution. Then next one is cooperation, not individualism. Workers should be considered as part of management. Management does not denotes that board of director, CEO. Management means in one side board of director, manager, managing director. In another side workers, employees, laborers, etc. So workers should be considered as one of the main part of management, and the management should be allowed to take part in decision making process. So management should allow the worker to take part in decision making process of the management. So worker should be treated as integral part of organization, and all important decisions should be taken after due consultation with workers. So all the decision must be based on the workers point of view. It means welfare of the workers and the employees. The decision should not be against the welfare of the workers. So workers should be treated as integral part, one of the major part of organization, and all important decisions should be taken based on the consultation with the workers. Then last principle is development of each and every person to his or her greatest efficiency and prosperity. It means efficiency of any organization is also depends on skills and capability of its employee. If an organization is efficient means it is only depends on skills and capability of its employees. To attain efficiency, the first step is taken right from the process of selection of employee. If an organization is efficient means at the first stage itself, it means selecting the employees based on the skill, experience and knowledge. If an organization or enterprises selecting a employee based on this three criteria, then automatically the organization become more efficient. So efficient employees produce more to earn more. If there is efficient employees, they show their best effort, so it increase the profitability of the organization. So this ultimately increase the efficiency and prosperity for both organization and the employee. So this efficiency of any organization is only depends on the skills and capability of the employees. It can be possible only at the right from the process of selection of employees, selecting a right person at a right job. So these are the 5 scientific principles according to Frederick Winslow Taylor. This is also another expected 5-mark question, students. Thank you, students.